this video, I'm gonna try getting you from where you are now all the way to actually having it ready and installed on your site, ready to actually implement it. So I'll start off here, the system requirements part. On the getting started tab, it'll take you through all the steps. I tried documenting it as best as I could. Please do send me your suggestions or fixes or improvements, whatever you see. Alright, so ArcPHP, to start off, instead of it being bloated to work with everything, it's kind of a different approach to where it's actually only currently used with this current setup here, which is PHP 5.3 plus. It might work on other versions. This is just what it's been tested on. APC, Apache, or any HTTP PD. I think light Linux, light HTTP might work. zlib, some kind of compression tool. Right now, if you don't have zlib, it's going to give you a warning. Just go open a ticket and let me know what's comparable. I know there is comparable options to that, so that way don't freak out when it says it, and you don't absolutely have to. You should have one installed, and a lot of clients that I've had don't actually have that installed or anything like that. So it turns out that they're wondering why it takes so long to transfer something to a client whenever they could be having it load within a second and a half. So it's just that's what I'm familiar with. That's what a lot of people I work with like also. So that's where I am with that. Now, before you go and you download this, you got to make sure that you have the correct settings in Apache. You got to make sure that you have mod rewrite installed. A lot of times it is installed, and just make sure it's enabled. If it's not, just get your system admin. It should be really easy to actually get done. The next is, this is probably one of the most important, that allow override. I can't tell you how many times that I've tried to go on someone's server that has said, hey, something stopped working, and you go and you debug and debug and debug for a long time, and then just to find out that it was this one little line inside your http.conf file that wasn't there, and this won't allow, if this isn't there and it's on none, you won't be allowed to add htaccess files, which that's what controls the URL and that part of it. So you should at least have this on. I don't know what the specific setting is for the actual mod rewrite part, but if you find out and there's another one that's probably better than all, just let me know. The next is you should probably turn off the indexes. I don't, I've never had a case where indexes are good. I could probably think of a few that are, but in the world that I'm in, it's always just a hassle. I see how other frameworks have put that index.php file in every single folder, and that's how they solve people leaving indexes on, which that's just that's a workaround, instead of just going and putting the minus indexes inside your HTTP conf file, and then that way you won't have to worry about it. You won't have to worry, is there a folder created that doesn't have that file? So let's see if I have it here. Yeah, here's where it actually is. So the allow override all, order, and the minus index is there. This is just something quick I just wrote out here. I'm not sure you should follow any of these other ones. Alright. So the next, let's move on. So the next is the PHP INI settings. The mail function, you shouldn't use that sending it to customers. You should use the Perl extension. I think that's the right way to say it. And this is actually just used for the possibility if you want like an error to be sent to you right away through email. This is the built-in core function, so it's always just going to look to make sure you have it. If you want to use it, that's up to you. Alright, the next is the zlib. Again, you got to make sure that's enabled inside PHP INI. The allow URL fopen, this should be disabled, absolutely disabled, unless you really know what you're doing. Display errors, that should be set to 0. Display startup errors, that should also be set to 0. Log errors, this should be enabled. Error reporting should be on E_all and E_strict. I know that's not here right now. It will be by the time I release this video. I know a lot of people hate it, and it makes their code stop working, or they make the excuse, well, I have to add all this extra junk. And it at the end of the day, PHP is thinking about each one of those that it throws out the E-strict. So even though you say ignore it, it's still doing the thinking. So just to clean things up, you should just do that, and it also finds a lot of problems. And once you go through the headache the first time, then you really start understanding the way you should be doing it. And then expose PHP, that should be disabled. Magic quotes, this is being deprecated and should no longer be used, and that's why it's set to disabled. Magic quote Sybase, the same, it's just two different parts of it. And the register globals, that should be disabled.